10 stocks that all have the potential to 10x in just 5 years. Thanks for joining us for another edition of 10 Stocks in 10 Minutes. This week, we are focused on companies that could look completely different just 5 years from now. Early, volatile names where the idea and the execution and the timing could all line up in a really big way. We are starting at number 10 and working our way toward the stock that we think has the biggest long-term upside. Coming in at number 10 is Zeta Global, ticker symbol ZETA. Zeta is a customer data and marketing software company. What they really do is help brands understand who their customers are across email, web, and mobile, and then act on that data in real time. The company already works with real enterprise customers, and institutional investors are taking notice. 87% of this stock is owned by institutions. It hasn't had a lot of movement in the last year for price, but it's currently right above that midpoint in its 52-week range. Analysts are bullish on its future with a 37% upside on the consensus price target. Now, that bullish outlook could have to do with the quiet AI angle here. It's not flashy, but personalization at scale is where AI actually turns into revenue. The 10x potential theory on this one only happens if Zeta becomes a core operating layer for large brands. Then its valuation could really look very different 5 years from now. At number 9 is Iron, ticker symbol IREN. Iron started as a Bitcoin mining company that is now building large-scale data centers in locations where power is abundant and inexpensive. And that detail matters more than most investors realize. What sets Iron apart is that they think energy first, and the hyperscalers are paying attention. Demand is rising for data center space, and those rising contracts have sent this stock soaring nearly 500% in just 1 year. But analysts really believe that future growth is just getting started. If AI demand keeps growing over the next 5 years, energy becomes the real bottleneck here for this stock. Companies that own that infrastructure can scale much faster than expected, but it's not there quite yet. Its November earnings was a big miss for Iron. Expect to see some moves in the stock around its February earnings report. Right now, the consensus price target is just under $70, with the low-end price target still coming in below $30 and the higher end over $100. So really, the value is all over the place. Number 8 on the list is EOS Energy, ticker symbol EOSE. EOS builds grid-scale energy storage. These are massive batteries designed to stabilize the power grid. Now, this is not about consumer gadgets. It's really about infrastructure. They focus on long-duration storage, which becomes increasingly important as renewable energy expands. The stock has been volatile, though, down 17% in the last 5 days, which is still up 27% from the last month and up 158% in the last year. Price targets are also all over the place, from $6 to $22, with a consensus currently below where it trades today. The 5-year explosive growth outlook for this one really hinges on whether utilities adopt long-duration storage at scale. Then the growth potential for this company and this concept becomes very real. If you're looking for more energy stocks with potential, make sure to check out our free report on the 7 energy stocks to buy and hold forever. Here's the QR code, and there's also a link in the comments if you want to learn more on your own. All right, now on to number 7 on our list, SoundHound AI, ticker symbol SOUN. SoundHound is an AI voice platform. It's not just a chatbot. Their software is embedded directly into cars, restaurants, and physical devices. Now, the theory behind the growth potential for this company is that voice remains one of the most under-monetized interfaces in technology today. As AI moves into real-world environments, voice could become a more in-demand AI interface. But so far, that demand is still lagging. We've talked about this stock for the last year and a half, but all we've seen is a ton of volatility. The stock is currently down on all accounts, hovering towards the lower end of its 52-week high. The stock had a big beat on its November earnings, though. Its next report is expected at the end of February, with some big expectations from analysts who show a 61% upside on the consensus. But really, the long-term question on this stock will be adoption. If voice becomes a standard interface for AI over the next 5 years, platform companies like SoundHound could be valued very differently. Now, this company's chart looks a lot different than number 6 on our list today, USA Rare Earth, ticker symbol USAR. If you're a regular on our channel, I know you likely saw us talk about the big jump this stock just saw after the White House announced a 10% stake in the company, working to build a domestic rare earth supply chain right here in the U.S. Now, these materials are critical for defense systems, electric vehicles, and advanced electronics. Right now, the U.S. relies heavily on foreign supply. This company is still in its very early stages with real risk, but also real upside. The stock has moved more than 95% in just the last month, but it's still priced in the midpoint of its 52-week range because early speculation on this company had the stock up above $40 just back in October. The payoff for this company is truly long-term, so expect far more volatility over the next 5 years of growth for this startup. Now, speaking of rare earth stocks, number 5 moves to lithium with Enovix, ticker symbol ENVX. Enovix is a battery technology company working on next-generation lithium-ion designs with a focus on higher energy density. Battery improvements don't just help one product category. They impact wearables, electric vehicles, defense, and consumer electronics. But this stock is still in its pre-profit stage and is still experiencing a lot of volatility. It's down 40% in the last 90 days, but it's currently trading 140% below its consensus price target. Analyst price targets set in November were as high as $25 for this one. It's currently trading just over $7. If Enovix can scale this technology over the next 5 years, that 10x potential could be real, but of course, that all depends on execution for this company. Well, from a newer name to something more familiar for our regular viewers, number 4 on this list is IonQ. This is a quantum computing company, and it's one of the most speculative areas in technology in this market right now, but it's also one of the most powerful if it works. IonQ focuses on trapped ion systems and already has some real partnerships and early commercialization efforts. The stock really moves in line with all of the other quantum stocks based on any new news or buzz-driven moves in the entire sector. Right now, it is trading below its mid-range, with some analysts believing this is a decent buying opportunity for the stock that still has a more than 60% upside in the coming year. While it is a very speculative play that will undoubtedly see a ton of volatility still ahead, I am going to add this one to Bridget's buys for this stock list. I haven't added any quantum names to that list yet, and I like IonQ in the quantum computing space. So that's on my Bridget's buys list. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out the QR code or the link in the description to follow along with all of the stocks we talk about on this channel. All right, on to the top 3 on this list. Number 3 is Rocket Lab, ticker symbol RKLB. Rocket Lab is a space company that is already generating a lot of revenue through launch services and space systems. As access to space expands over the next several years, dependable mid-market launch providers become really valuable. And that is already proving true with the increased demand and the backlog of launches this company has. Now, I know this is a familiar name for many of our viewers who've been watching for a while, and you've watched as this stock has really already run up a ton this year. It's up nearly 200% in the last year, and it's currently trading above its consensus price target. But recent upgrades do have the stock as high as $120 a share. So what will it take to see this company actually 10x in the next 5 years? Well, that's continued growth in space development and launches, and that will really set the tone of how much growth this company will see. Coming in at number 2 is a 2-for-1 special that I really couldn't decide between NuScale Power and Oklo, so you're going to get both, ticker symbols SMR and OKLO. These companies are both designing small modular nuclear reactors, nuclear power that is smaller, safer, and more flexible than those huge traditional plants. As power demand rises from AI and data centers, many are turning to these small nuclear reactors as a potential long-term solution. Analysts and investors alike have different opinions on which of these 2 stocks is better. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. One big differentiator is their price action. Oklo is up 175% for the year, but still closer to the midpoint on its 52-week range. But SMR is far closer to the bottom of its 52-week range, and it's down year over year. Now, the long-term outlook for both of these stocks is really dependent on a fully functioning reactor that can lead to high demand from these AI data centers. All right, it is finally time for that number one stock on this list of stocks that have the potential to 10x in 5 years. And I'm excited about this one because it's one of my favorite companies and concepts. This is a company that is working to connect cell phones to satellites and really huge global opportunities for connectivity no matter where you are in the globe. And that's why I'm so excited about this one. I'm a big hiker and I hate when you're out in the wilderness and you run out of that cell phone coverage. This stock is currently up 500% for the year, trading at nearly double even the highest analyst price targets for this stock. So no buy today could mean buying at the top of a big volatility swing in this company. However, if this technology proves to work at scale, there is a ton of potential value in this company's future over the next 5 years. This company, AST Space Mobile, ticker symbol ASTS. Again, all of these companies here today are a risk. There is a chance some of these concepts fail altogether. If you're looking for some more advice on how to safely and cautiously invest in some of these exciting names with a lot of potential, make sure to watch the latest penny stocks video I did with Chris Markoch. He gives some great advice on how to invest in speculative plays.